Trailer 3 might be coming a lot sooner than we all thought. Let's talk about what's fueling this rumor. I'll give you my take on when Trailer 3 will actually show up. We'll also take a look at the most probable timeline from Trailer 3 to release. And lastly, I want to give you a sneak peek on something that I think you'll love if you want to stay up to date on all things GTA 6. So be sure to stick around until the end of the video. If you're new here, welcome, click subscribe, smash the like button. Everyone else, you already know the drill. I'm Sav, this ain't your average YouTube clickbait. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's talk about where this April stuff is actually coming from, because I want to show you the exact post that started all of this. This is TGG's post from March 11th, and I'm going to read it to you word for word. He says, prediction, GTA 6 Trailer 3 in early April. Don't ask me why, but I have a hunch. And then he replied directly underneath. He says, if I'm right, I'll tell y'all what gave it away, but it could be nothing. But before we get carried away and all excited that Trailer 3 is coming in April, let's look at what he actually said. He said it could be nothing. He's kind of operating on a hunch here, and this is a prediction. It could be right, it could be wrong. I don't think there's any insider information as far as a trailer reveal or anything like that going on behind the scenes. However, there is one other thing that people keep pointing to alongside this. Rockstar dropped a Newswire post that bundled several weeks of GTA Online content into one update instead of rolling it all out week by week like they normally do. And yeah, that's a little unusual. Could it mean that they're clearing the calendar for something? I mean, that's a fair observation. But one scheduling quirk on the Newswire plus a self-described hunch is what this entire April narrative is actually built on. So before we get into the historical dates, I do want to address something else, because TGG also posted a reply to the original tweet that's a bit more specific, and it actually connects to a bigger point that I'd like to make. He said he doesn't know if anything is happening publicly in April, but that Rockstar is doing something with creators in early April, and that leads him to believe, yeah. Now, I haven't heard anything about this personally. I'm a smaller channel, and I haven't exactly been quiet about all the GTA 6 leaks in 2022, so if Rockstar is working from a select list of creators, I'm probably not on it. But Rockstar does have a long history of press previews ahead of big trailers. Red Dead 2 trailer drops, and the very next day, Game Informer has a full cover story. The thing is, we're not in that world anymore. Print is largely a thing of the past. The people who are actually moving the conversation on GTA 6 right now aren't journalists at trade publications. They're streamers and YouTubers with millions of subscribers who've been covering this game for years. That's just the reality of where we are in 2026. So if Rockstar is doing something with creators in early April and it has anything to do with GTA 6, my best guess is that it would be something like that, just updated for the digital era. Bring in a select group under an NDA, show them something, let them sit on it and build their content, and then lift the embargo when the trailer goes public, and then day one the internet gets flooded with hype about GTA 6. If creators are getting briefed in early April and sitting under an embargo for a few weeks, that actually lines up with the trailer dropping in May. You'd want to give those creators time to put something together. And think about it from Rockstar's perspective. Why would you rather brief a publication that a fraction of your audience reads when you could brief a creator who's going to get 5 million views within the first 48 hours? I mean, the goal is the same as it always was. The medium has just kind of changed. So Trailer 3, at least for me, is still kind of the kickoff for all of the marketing, in my opinion. So let's actually look at the data on both of Rockstar's last two major releases. GTA 5 launched in 2013, but it was around April 30th of 2013 that the 3-character trailer dropped. Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, and that was roughly 140 days before the September 17th launch. About 4.5 months out. Then August 29th, less than 3 weeks before the release, they put out the final official trailer. But GTA 5 was 2013. That was a different world. Digital pre-orders weren't what they are now. Social media was definitely different. They wouldn't really run the same playbook as they would in 2026. So we gotta look forward a little bit to Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, Trailer 3 for Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped May 2nd of 2018, and it wasn't until October 26, 2018 that the game launched. That's about 177 days, almost exactly 6 months. And here's what those 6 months looked like. The day after Trailer 3 dropped, the press previews were already live. Fast forward to early June, you had multiple editions already announced, magazine cover stories, and a big retail presence. Then in August, we got the first gameplay trailer, which was about 6 minutes long. Billboards started going up in cities worldwide. In September, we got the Red Dead Online reveal and PS4 Pro bundles. And then finally in October, we got the second gameplay trailer, the launch trailer, TV spots, review embargoes, and then the game finally ships. GTA 6 is a bigger release than Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's going to run a version of that same campaign. So if November 19th, 2026 is the release date, about 5 months back is mid-June. That's the window. That's where trailer 3 belongs based on what Rockstar has done recently. So here's why I've been on the May kick this whole time and why I still think it's the most grounded prediction. Early April is about 7+ months before November 19th. But if they're following the same trend as they did with Red Dead Redemption 2, that means the third trailer is going to be dropping about 6 months before the launch of the game, which makes April outside of that window. And Take-Two told investors directly that launch marketing begins this summer. I covered that ad nauseum on the previous 2 videos I've done. If April were the plan for something as big as trailer 3, you'd expect that language to reflect it, and it just doesn't. Now, could something happen in April? Yeah, absolutely. But the full trailer, the one that kicks off the whole marketing machine, that to me just says May based on everything that Rockstar has shown us or talked about so far. But here's the piece of this that I don't think people are talking about enough. Take-Two has a major earnings call coming up around mid-May. That's their usual schedule. And looking back, all the big GTA 6 announcements have tended to land near investor events. And that's not a coincidence, that's just how publicly traded companies operate. There are a couple ways that this could play out. Option 1, trailer 3 drops before the call, maybe about a week or so out. And if you think about it from an investor standpoint, if you see that the trailer drops and the hype is through the roof, you're buying more Take-Two stock before that earnings call. The stock goes up, the call becomes a victory lap where more people jump on board and more people buy into more stock, and it just keeps snowballing. Option 2 is that trailer 3 drops after the call. They use the call to set expectations first. They reaffirm that November 19th is the day. They add the more coming soon line. They drop the trailer a couple of days later and let it ride the news cycle from the investor coverage. Either way, both scenarios land perfectly in that mid-May window. And my personal opinion is that it's going to happen before the call, because anyone paying attention is going to buy in before the price jumps. But honestly, a few days in either direction doesn't really change the core prediction. So mid-May is definitely where I'd put my money for trailer 3 dropping. Okay, so let's say trailer 3 drops in mid-May. What does the next 6 months actually look like? Well, once the trailer lands, the drought is officially over. You're not sitting in silence for months at a time anymore. It becomes the steady drip of content all the way through launch. So based on the Red Dead Redemption 2 template, here's what you're probably looking at. Right away, you get press articles, breakdowns, analysis, every frame getting dissected within hours from all of us. A few weeks later, you get multiple editions announced, pre-orders likely go live, you get GTA Online bonuses, and the whole 9 yards. Summer is when the big gameplay video drops. This is the big one. You get systems, mechanics, probably some story stuff. Expect it to be long and very detailed. Throughout summer and fall, the ad campaign goes into full volume. You get YouTube, TV, billboards, retail. You'll be seeing GTA 6 everywhere. And the final stretch in the early fall is going to be reviews, the launch trailer, and more hype and more marketing building up to the launch on the 19th. So from trailer 3 to launch, you're looking at roughly 6 months of constant content. It won't feel like we're waiting anymore. And that will be a great feeling. Okay, so here's where I'm at with all this. I've been saying May for a while now, and the historical case for that is still pretty solid. Red Dead Redemption 2 at 6 months out, GTA 5 at 5 months out, November 19th is the fixed date, Take-Two telling investors that summer is when the marketing kicks off, their earnings call sitting right in that mid-May window. All of that still points the same direction. Nothing I've laid out in this video has changed, but I've also been doing my own digging. And I've spoken to a couple of creators recently who have been talking about April. Not publicly, not with any real detail, but very cryptic, very vague sort of language. But what they are saying is there's information out there that isn't quite public yet, and one of them specifically mentioned that things might be a little clearer around the 30th of this month. That's about as specific as it got. Now, I don't think these people are making stuff up. They seem confident enough to put it out there, and I'm not going to dismiss that. But right now, based on these conversations, all I've gotten is I think it might be April with no real detail that I can actually hang my hat on. But if the historical pattern says May, and the people I've spoken to are pointing at April, both can't be right, but both are possible, and this is Rockstar. Nobody outside that building actually knows what's going on until Rockstar decides to let you know. Now, am I less confident in May than I was a week ago? Maybe a little. The April rumblings are definitely louder than I expected, and some of them are coming from people I take seriously. But until I see something more concrete, like an actual leak or an actual date or something grounded, I'm sticking with May. That's my call, May. But I'm holding it loosely. But if something changes, and I think it's possible it might, I'll update you. I'm keeping my eye on all this, and I'll be back with another video the moment there's something worth talking about. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Now, one more thing before you go. I want to show you guys something that I've been working on. If you caught my stream this past Wednesday, you already got a pretty in-depth look at this. So if you're not usually tuning into those, definitely come by every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's worth it. But for those of you that have missed it, I've been building a website. And I want to tell you what it actually is because I genuinely don't think there's anything else out there like it at all right now. Now the idea is simple, one place for everything GTA 6. Not just the news headlines, not just the Reddit threads, I'm talking everything. I've got Reddit posts, news articles, a full database with mapping info, patents, and every single leak that's out there with credibility scores attached to them, and my written take on each one. We've even got a launch countdown timer, a community hype meter, a forum where members can actually talk to each other about all things GTA 6. Every trailer, every screenshot, every relevant website is all hyperlinked, like the mapping project, the GTA 6 wiki, the official Rockstar site, all of it in one place. Think of it like a living, breathing GTA 6 hub. And there's even a vault. I'll just leave that there. On top of all that, I'm also launching a Patreon alongside the site that's gonna give members special access, badges, privileges, and much more. But here's the thing. Anyone who becomes a YouTube member before that website goes live next week is automatically getting full access as a thank you. No questions asked. If you want in, hit the join button below. It's the cost of a single cup of coffee once a month, and you'll get an all-access pass to the website and everything else we're already doing for our YouTube members. I'm really excited about this one, and we'll talk more about it soon. But that's all I have for you guys today. Stay tuned and stop by the stream this Wednesday. I'll see you over there.
From dusk till dawn, I turn my speakers on. Why they wanna play with the king? I told them meet LeBron. There's darkness in my city, wrong moves, and you won't see the sun. They be talking loud, but never been where the creatures hunt. And bleed for this dream, so why your eyes